So I welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And what's up, everyone? I told you guys it was not Jack D. So I don't know who the hell this guy is or how they even connected him or anything, but wow. Just wow. Perpy, what's up, D Life? So all the channels with all the conspiracy people saying it was Jack D. Are you guys all going to apologize to Jack D? That's what I want to know. I want to know if they're all going to apologize to Jack D and Jack S. So there's been a lot of different thoughts on if there was more than one person. Alleged, I think only one was arrested, but I've heard different things that possible that there's three people involved or something. My question is why? Just why? Now, this guy's got like a history. Like I don't know if you guys saw the Reddit post he did. They keep changing it. Now it was supposed to be at 1, now it's at 3. I doubt I'm going to be live that long, so I'll probably do a live and then come back. I don't know. I wasn't even going to go live this early, but I saw everyone else was live. I think everyone was like, well, if they're live, I'm going to go live. And then if they're live, I'm going to go live. So that's kind of where we're at. JLR posted something stupid, the unreleased video. I don't even understand the point of it. Brian's not in there. I don't get it. I don't see why it was such a big deal. But I don't know. I'm at the point I don't understand anybody. Yeah, no, 4 o'clock Eastern time, 3 o'clock Central. So, yeah. Well, did you guys see the Reddit post he did, Danielle, looking for people? I mean, this guy's fucking psycho. He's absolutely psycho. And the sad part is he's got his master's degree in criminal justice. And he created this research project. No, he had he was working on a PhD. So some of the questions that he asked for in this research thing, hold on, let me show you guys. Yeah, he was advertising for his victims. Hold on. One of the questions were like, did you prepare for the crime before leaving your home? Please detail what you were thinking and feeling at this point. How did you travel to and enter the location that the crime occurred? After arriving, what steps did you take prior to locating the victim or target, i.e. person or object? Please detail your thoughts and feelings. Why did you choose that victim or target over others? Before making your move, how did you approach the victim or target? Please detail what you were thinking and feeling. What was the first move you made in order to accomplish your goal? Please detail any thoughts and feelings at this point. How did you accomplish your goal? Please explain what you were thinking and feeling. Before leaving, is there anything else you did? How did you leave the scene? After committing the crime, what were you thinking and feeling? What follows the surveys that are important to understanding your unique traits? So this guy went to, yeah, right, like Hannibal. This guy went to criminals and got as much info as possible. And I think in my opinion, hey Harley, my opinion, he was trying to commit the perfect crime. And how would you commit the perfect crime? Get all of the information of what these people did wrong. And this way you won't make those same mistakes. What I can't figure out, because I haven't studied this guy enough. As you guys know, I'm in the middle of painting. But I don't know if this was, how do I say this? If he's like psychotic in the sense that he was trying to get a feel for making the perfect crime, or if this was planned out from very young. Like, did he choose to get his master's in doctrine and everything in crime because he always had a thirst for it? Did he have that thirst and he knew that he was going to live vicariously through a criminal? Or was this something that just hit him like, I need to do this, but I need to figure out how to do the perfect crime? I don't know that answer yet. So I can't tell you that answer. And I agree, there's no such thing as a perfect crime. However, if you ask a criminal who's in jail all the things that they did wrong to not get caught, or yeah, if everything that they did, and then you don't do those things, you may not get caught. Now, again, is it possible that this is something he has been planning for years and that's why he went into criminology? Maybe. Because believe me, if you're a cop on scene, and let's say you have a knife, if you're a cop on scene and you go into a house and let's say your partner's not with you, you could kill someone, you could execute someone, and nobody's going to know it was you. So I wonder if that's why he got into criminology, if that was his plan all along, but he never planned on, actually doing it himself. And then something happened where, I don't know, something triggered in him. Now, you guys are going to think I'm crazy. I've never written to anybody in prison before, except my ex who went. He's somebody I would study. He is somebody I would write to because he's not the normal criminal. He's not the normal murderer. He is somebody that will go down in history, honestly. And the reason I say that is his intelligence level, his um eh, his thought out planning, the research that he did prior. This is an interesting person. And I know that sounds crazy, but he really sounds like I would love to know his thought process. The Poconos are right outside New York. Put Purple on the watch list. Too much in. No, seriously though, like someone like him, he's gonna make the history books. I guarantee it. Just because his whole process, his education, everything that went prior to this, it's pretty interesting. And I don't know how many other people are saying that. I legit have not listened to anybody today except my Patreons and members with info. But I do. This guy is going to make the history books. One, technically, is a serial killer because he killed 4 people. But just everything behind it is just wild. Kills like that will never be honest with. That's true too. But why waste? I mean, this is like the one question I have. Why would you spend your entire life going to school, paying for school, doing all these things to end up in probably with the death penalty? Why? Was it worth it? I mean, you could have killed somebody, like could have killed if you wanted to stab someone, become a correction officer, or a cop, or and just kill someone on the street. Like a drug dealer or a homeless. Like there's many other people you could have killed, like if you were in that field and nobody would have known and probably not cared. And I know that sounds harsh, but it's a reality. If he would have killed some homeless guy on the street, he would have got the same effect and he wouldn't be doing life or death or whatever he's going to get. It's so young too. Someone said he was 25, but I heard he was 28. That's what I'm saying, Sky. It's somebody that I would like to know about. I want to know the who, what, when, where, whys. Was this something? No, Florida Girl, I'm saying he has his master's in criminology and criminal justice. So, like, if he became a cop and just had this thrill to kill as a cop, if he went to arrest a homeless person and stab them, no, he's not going to do life and he's not going to lose his license. That's what I meant. I don't mean everyday citizen killing a homeless person. I'm talking if he went into his field. That's what I mean. Yeah, they said that the white Elantra, they pulled a white Elantra from his house. So he was the one driving the white Elantra. I think he's smarter than Ted Bundy, actually. Ted Bundy never did research. If you had 1 million followers on Instagram, they'd probably let him off. Shaking my head, sidey as fuck now. What do you mean? If you had no, he wouldn't. D-Life, look at Courtney. Courtney's not out of jail. She had millions of followers. She's sitting in prison. Said he was 25. Yeah, I heard 28. Drove that white Elantra all the way to Idaho to Pennsylvania over to, yeah, but I want to know how they got him. The woman in the gas station deserves a reward. Did he drive a white truck too? That was the one thing I was wrong about, was the white truck. And, here's the other thing I wonder. I wonder if and it could be totally not true, but I wonder if any parts of the 4chan story were true, just with the wrong people. I wonder that too. Hey, Tony. This could be a great time slot. It's 8:34 p.m. here. Then all my South Africa friends can join in. Well, that would be nice, Tony. I wonder what it was. I say the same thing. He's 28. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, because he wouldn't be 20. Yeah, you could be 25 with a master's. You could do a dual major. Ask if anyone else. Yeah, did you see that post though, Brooklyn? Hold on, let me show you that. I just saw that too. I don't know where I just saw that, but I did just see that Bryan had asked something about if somebody else was arrested and the guy had like a blank look on his face. Don't quote me on that directly, but something like that. Yeah, but look at this that someone posted. Check this out. It's pretty wild. So people were also asking, like, what is he wearing? That's a suicide cape thing. Hey, Chair. That's a suicide watch thing. He's got a pen pal. Man, I want to find out his brain. He does look like Ted Bundy. He kind of looks like a Jewish Ted Bundy. Hey, Red. That Dennis, I said the same thing. That's exactly what I said. I said, can everyone now apologize to Jack D and Jackass? So before attending WSU for his PhD, Bryan got a master's degree in criminal justice from DeSales University in PA. It's where he created this research project. That's the PA tie. Your identity and all answers provided are completely confidential, and the link to the survey is also an anonymous link. Research has been approved by the DeSales University. Participants must be 18 years or older. If you have any questions about this research, you may contact the research team via email, student investigator. And what he wrote was, my name is Bryan. I'm inviting you to participate in a research product that seeks to understand how emotions and psychological traits influence decision making when committing a crime. In particular, this study seeks to understand the story behind your most recent criminal offense with an emphasis on your thoughts and feelings throughout your experience. See, being that he put the emphasis on, hey, Jamie, being that he put the emphasis on his feelings, that's why I say, was he trying to live vicariously through these criminals? That's the part I'm not sure if he was trying to commit the perfect crime or if he was trying to feel that experience. And when he realized that it wasn't doing the trick, he then decided to do it himself. That's where I'm torn. That's why I'm not sure. In the event that your most recent offense was not one that led to a conviction, you may still participate. Additional surveys are included after the open-ended section as to best understand your unique traits. This study should take about 15-20 minutes to fully complete. That's what I said, Harley. I don't believe he knew the other two were downstairs. The families see that all four of the murdered for now know all their friends and true friends something good out of this evil. I agree, Edward. I think it's horrible that 50% of this community was blaming Jack D. It was so obvious not Jack D. But nobody listens to me. What do I know? I think it was, well, I'm not going to say that because I don't know, but was it random though, Jamie? Was he connected with somebody? Was he friends with Iman? He was the exact same age as Iman. Was he hanging out with somebody prior? Was he, you guys better hit that thumbs up or I'm leaving. That's it. Done. Leaving. Shutting down. They listen, just not for the right reasons. Good point, Bad Wolf. Good point. They do always ask an apology, Phil. 150%. So all these people are going live. I haven't heard one apology, but in all fairness, I haven't listened to anybody. But I guarantee you nobody's apologized yet because I don't see anybody's title saying apologize. Thank you, Harley. Hey, Quinny. Quinny, shut up. You don't even care if I leave. Quinny be like, whoo, thank God she's gone. He was teaching a class at Washington State. Ooh, I know that answer, Violet. I forgot though. I'll tell you in a minute. All right. Mass murders versus serial killers. All right, here's your answer. Mass murderers kill many people, typically at the same time in a single location, with some exceptions. Many mass murderers end with the death of the perpetrator, either by self-infliction or by law enforcement. Mass murders are generally dissatisfied people and have poor social skills and few friends. Generally, the motives of mass murderers are less obvious than those of serial killers. 96.5% of mass murderers are male, and most of them are not clinically psychotic. Rather than being a psychopath like most serial killers, mass murderers tend to be paranoid individuals with acute behavioral or social disorders. Like serial killers, mass murderers also display psychopathic tendencies, such as being cruel, manipulative, and uncompassionate. However, most mass murderers are social misfits or loners who triggered by some uncontrollable event. So that's your mass murderer. Serial killers commit murder over a long period of time and often in different places, while mass murderers kill within a single location and time frame. So I got news for you. He doesn't fit any of that. He fits the mass murder technicality because he killed multiple people in a single location at the same time, but nothing else of that fits him. I don't believe he was paranoid. He may have a social disorder. Definitely a psychopath. But he was someone would have noticed. You know what I mean? I don't think he fits it. I mean, granted, I don't know the guy, but should I put you on TV and get scared? Maybe. All right. So I wanted to hear this too. This was from a little while ago, though. It was from a couple of hours ago, but I just haven't seen it yet. Have you ever seen my high school picture? It's kind of scary. My hair is like two colors and it's pretty funny. I'm like, dang. All right.
You have breaking news this morning. NewsNation can confirm an arrest has reportedly been made in the quadruple stabbing death of 4 college students in Moscow, Idaho. Bryan Enton joins us now on the phone for more on this. Bryan, this is a story you have been covering since the very beginning. This is huge news.
Yeah, huge news, Nicole, and we can finally confirm it that an arrest has been made in the quadruple homicide in Moscow, Idaho. Obviously, this has been a long time coming, almost 2 months now, that these families have been waiting for justice since these 4 University of Idaho students were killed. And now finally, I can confirm that an arrest has been made. We're waiting to get more details, Nicole, about the specifics of exactly how this went down. I'm learning it happened early this morning, and we're waiting to get a name and more specifics confirmed. We know police are planning to have a news conference at 1 o'clock Pacific time, where they'll release more information.
And right now, Bryan, obviously this is breaking.
Can I just tell you guys, though, I was thinking about something when I was painting after I set up the live. So BHB, I think they should send her right before they have an arrest. And I'll tell you why. Every time she goes somewhere, an arrest is made that day or the next day. Now you say to yourself, why? Because the police want nothing to do with her and they don't want her involved in anything. So they make the arrest as soon as she gets on board. So I think we should send Bullhorn Betty out to places just so they make an arrest the next day. I really do. That's why I think they make an arrest. So she can't get involved in it. Just saying.
Again, as you said, we're waiting to find out more information. Do we have any idea on where this arrest was made? Was it made there in Moscow? Was it made in Idaho? Do we know?
So what I'm learning is that it was made out of state. I'm working to confirm more details about exactly where.
Like I said, this is from a few hours ago. I just hadn't heard it yet.
And again, how it all went down, who this person is, how they're possibly connected to Idaho. But from what I'm learning at this point, the arrest did not happen in the state of Idaho.
All right. And Bryan, just talk us through a little bit, the days, the weeks, the more than a month, almost 2 months of this investigation. You spent so much time there in Moscow, thousands of tips coming in from the public on this.
Yeah, it's been an emotional roller coaster for the families, obviously, police investigating. They've been so tight-lipped, as you know, basically giving up nothing, making it almost seem like they had no information, but there was always this feeling that behind the scenes they were slowly building a case. And now we know that was what was happening. Now that we know that they've made this arrest, what's interesting, I can't believe it, is that the celebration of life, so the memorial service for victims Kaylee Goncalves and Maddie Mogan, the two best friends who were killed, is this afternoon in Idaho. It just happens to be this afternoon, and obviously those families, all they've wanted is justice. All they've wanted is an arrest, and now to find out that this arrest literally happened hours before the memorial service, I mean, it's really something.
Wait, and speaking of that, Bryan, we just learned yesterday that they were planning to bring in cleaning crews starting tomorrow to the home to start cleaning up the materials, cleaning up the house. Obviously, a grisly scene in there. And, I know personally, I thought, well, gee, it seems kind of odd that they would be bringing in a cleaning crew if they have yet to make an arrest, if they have yet to name a suspect. And here we are just a day later learning that an arrest has in fact been made.
Yeah, it's a really good point. It was interesting. They announced yesterday that they would be sending a team in to clean out the house and then releasing that house back to the property management company, which was interesting timing because, yeah, I mean, when I was on the ground there, everyone, including the prosecutor, said we're going to keep the house secure as long as we need to build the case. So the timing was interesting, which sort of got people thinking, well, is something about to happen behind the scenes here? The fact that they are now going to release the house, it'll no longer be a crime scene, and then that's exactly apparently what was happening because they made that announcement. Yeah.
No, I literally haven't turned on YouTube at all. So I'm just going on what my awesome investigators got for me. But does it surprise you, Jura, that JLR and Olivia put out false info? You know they did. You know they would have. So there's not much more to this, actually. It's almost over. I didn't know what it was. I just seen it before. They were arrested on theft. Had they been involved, they would have same charges as Bryan, don't you think? Depends. Who was arrested, though? I don't know, Edward. I really don't. Yeah, they keep changing it. They are like notorious for changing press conference times. I don't even know what is taking so long for them to have a press conference. Yeah, this video has almost 40,000 views, and I don't even understand why. There's nothing to it. He did put out some stuff about Bryan, though. Let's see. All right, that's the participation. Is that all it is?
We are close.
So this is coming out of NBC 10 in Philadelphia. Person of interest in Idaho homicides arrested in Pennsylvania near Pocono Mountains. Source confirmed to NBC 10 that Bryan Kohberger is a person of interest in the murders of 4 college University of Idaho students. He has been arrested in Monroe County, Pennsylvania. A man has been taken into custody near the Pocono Mountains in connection with the homicide of 4 University of Idaho students. Bryan Kohberger, 28, is a person of interest in custody of Monroe County, Pennsylvania. Kohberger appeared in front of a Monroe County judge around 8:30 a.m. Friday, sources tell NBC, and court records show that he is currently at the Monroe County prison awaiting extradition. Further circumstances regarding the nature of the arrest and Kohberger's capture are not yet known. The killings of 4 students, Madison, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan, left their community.
All right, so nothing new. See, here's my question, though. Why isn't Betty at the police station, at the courthouse? Like, you're there. Make it worth a fuck. And I'd even stream her if she was showing anything. I don't understand where she's at.
Of Bryan Kohberger wrote a letter to the Pocono Record. I pray we consider the children before gun. As I sat this morning reeling from yet another school shooting, I found myself wrestling with actions needed to be taken to stop all the madness. What is the answer? Gun control measures, mental health intervention. Then I received a message from my daughter who works as a mental health therapist in New Jersey. She shared a poem she had written while in great depths of despair. It shook me to the core, and I felt the need to share it. Uvalde, Texas, written by Melissa Kohberger, that is the sister of Bryan. Bereft of their daughter, there is now not a sound as we lower our children into the ground, small hands and feet buried 6 feet deep into the earth of the world that failed them. As I read the poem, I thought, whatever the solution, I pray we consider the children before the gun. Mary Ann Kohberger, Albertsville, Pennsylvania. That Mary Ann Kohberger is the mother of Bryan Kohberger.
He's telling.
But are they doing a celebration of life today? There was also a news article that out the wrong person's name that was arrested. Oh, really? He has a white Kia, not a white Elantra. Oh, I saw on the news. I think it was on Brian Enton, as a matter of fact. Hold on, let me go to Twitter. I don't know. To me, though, call me crazy. To me, I think going to the police and getting as much information as possible is more important than going to this, as a reporter, is more important than going to this celebration of life. But that's just my opinion. Some people wouldn't agree with me, but I think it's in private, VZ. Like Brian's on his way to PA. As of today, no, that's old. All right, police have executed a search warrant on his apartment in Washington. That was posted 12 minutes ago. Police have entered the Idaho murder suspect's apartment located 19 minutes from the crime scene. I don't know what WA is then. It wouldn't be Washington. See what I mean? It says police executed search warrant for his apartment in WA. But then here it says located 19 minutes from the crime scene. So I don't know. Hey, Karen. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Kit. Careful the 4chan post he made how he killed him. It's horrifying. Wait, what? Careful of the 4chan post he made? Where'd you see that? He made a 4chan post? Where did you guys find this? I didn't see a 4chan post. Where is it? It's on the group now? Which one? Yeah, or send it to perplexqt@gmail.com. On the Facebook group or in Discord. Well, of course, I'm going to read it out loud. Oh. Jerry, yeah, I'm waiting for it. Yeah, that's not true. I will as soon as I get it. Hey, Jenny. Jenny, thank you so much, by the way. No, I'm not seeing it on Twitter. Yeah, I'll let you guys know as soon as I get it. Nah, it wouldn't give me nightmares. So he wrote it? Like, for sure he wrote it? It's confirmed he wrote it? Here, I knew I saw it somewhere. I am told when Idaho quadruple homicide suspect Bryan Christopher Kohberger was in custody, he asked if anyone else was arrested. I'm told he had a quiet blank stare. I knew I saw that somewhere. So he's the one that asked if anyone else was arrested. So there's got to be other people involved. He's going to rat out. I'm just waiting for them to send it to me. Or if anyone else has it, send it. I think you just said that to throw police or play with it. Maybe, maybe not. I still don't think he did this alone. I really don't. Many reposted. How come I'm not seeing it? Same apple applies. Suspect is 28. I do think someone else was involved, and nothing will tell me differently. All right, I'm looking in. Oh, you sent it? All right, good. Let's go to my email. All right. Oh, no, that's the research. You just sent me the research. I already read that. Oh, hold on. UFW in Pullman is only 8 miles from Moscow. If he sold Kaylee the Jeep, then that makes her the target. It's being said he sold Kaylee a Range Rover. I'm thankful they caught the person. That looks like the guy that was following. Yeah, you wouldn't know that. All right. The only thing that I received, I already read. That was the research participation. Yeah, but I didn't get anything. The only Reddit thing I got was the research participation. Yes. I already read that. That didn't get into detail or anything, no. That's the only thing I got. Actually, I haven't gotten anything that I haven't seen yet. Yeah, Reddit post from Idaho killer. The only thing I got was about the study. I read that already. See, HBG, that's what I said. I wonder if the post is still real. However, the players are different. I wonder that too. I said that earlier. That I'm very curious if that's what it was. Hey, Mother Bear. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that something? Yeah, I haven't gotten anything. You just resent. Okay. I heard notification on my phone. I didn't get anything. Try sending it here. Oh. Send it there, or see if that one works. Yeah, because I even checked my phone and it wasn't coming through there either. Oh. Now, even in the Facebook group, someone wrote, please delete that 4chan graphic screenshot. No one needs to see or read that. The Idaho killer has possibly been found literally in my best friend's backyard at Indian Mountain Lake in Albright, Pennsylvania, Monroe County. All the cops and news just rolled up on his property. It's going to be a crazy day. I'll post soon. Killer is Bryan K., owner of the GMC truck, seen also in video. He left it up park. Order was made by woman named AM. She sent message to Kaylee. If you tell Maddie, there will be consequences. She told, and now they paid. I don't know how true that is, though. Well, that's interesting. Wow. Look at this. Talk about coincidence. That's a strange coincidence. Poor lady. Or poor guy. Poor guy. Hold on. I'm going to check my email. No, did not get anything. Oh, wait. All right. So this says, from Anonymous, on December 12th, I hung their intestines from a ceiling fan and shoved my knife up Kaylee's cunt. I'm hiding in the woods in Shithole, Pennsylvania. Good luck catching me. That was posted on Monday, the 12th of December. Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, but they found him in Pennsylvania. That's whacked up. That's whacked out. No ceiling fans in the house that I've seen, hoping this is not true. Hey, they knew he was in Pennsylvania, though. Does show 12/12. I wonder if that's how they caught him. That's interesting. Oh, that's it though? It's not a long post? I was waiting for a whole long post. He follows Anna, Kaylee, and Maddie on both his PhD and personal Instagram accounts. Oh, you're right, Mother Bear. 12/12. Yeah, he didn't chop off their heads. His DNA matched what was found in his garbage. It's okay, Aura. I just thought it was a whole long post. I thought it was going to be like a big ass post. Well, that's what I'm looking for. Is he linked anywhere? Oh, by the way, so oh. That's what it is. That was on 12/12. See, I would like to know what the 85 replies are. Oh. Forgot my rolling screen. Oh. Does anyone know how to find the post? Oh, it's not there anymore? I wonder if they would have even known to look in Pennsylvania if this hadn't come in. You know what I mean? There may not be a trial. He could pussy out. And then there wouldn't be a trial. Oh, I think there was more than one person. I absolutely do. So Brian's on his way to Pennsylvania. So he's not saying much. This was an hour ago. That's the one I just played. Documents filed in Monroe County Court in Pennsylvania revealed Kohberger was awaiting extradition. He is being held based on an active arrest warrant. He's being held based on an active arrest warrant citing first-degree murder issued by the Moscow Police Department in Latah County. However, it is unclear if charges have been filed in Latah County. Prosecutor has not made any comments. Court records show an extradition hearing has been set for January 3rd. Kohberger received a bachelor's degree in 2020 and a Master of Arts in Criminal Justice in June from DeSales University in Pennsylvania. Person by the same name is currently listed as a PhD student at Washington State University, studying in the Department of Criminal Justice and Criminology.
I just feel like there's been a couple individuals that were cleared very fast. that may not, maybe he shouldn't have been.
It makes sense if there was some bad behavior that they did. Let's say, I don't know, they came from a strip club or something, and then somebody followed them home. That's a targeted thing. That's what comes. I've had innocent people that were interviewed that were their neighbors, and they said, I'd be a lot more scared if it wasn't targeted.
All right, so we just heard there from Kaylee
Can you guys hear it?
Gonsalves' family, her parents and her sister there talking with.
Thank you, Felicia. I like that name, Felicia.
Super chat. Wait, I just got a super chat? Hold on, wait. Somebody just hit me with a super chat. Who was that? You didn't have to do that. You's a big dog supporter and you proved that.
Thank you.
Our Brian Enton a few weeks ago about the latest on the investigation as this investigation has proceeded. But again, we are following breaking news this morning because we've learned there has in fact been an arrest made in connection to those murders. The suspect's name, Bryan Kohberger. This is his mugshot. It was taken early this morning because he was arrested early this morning around 3 a.m. Eastern time in Scranton, Pennsylvania. We have learned that Kohberger is a 28-year-old PhD student in criminal justice at Washington State University. Now, Washington State University is located in Pullman, Washington, which is just miles from Moscow, Idaho. Now we want to bring in Lauren Matthias. Lauren is the host of the Hidden True Crime podcast. Lauren, thank you for giving us some of your time this morning. Talk about first your reaction to this breaking news.
Yes. Well, my husband and I, doing a very, very late night podcast, decided to sleep in and woke up to our phones both just blowing up with this arrest. It has taken already the true crime community by storm to hear that this gentleman, Bryan Kohberger, has been arrested, a 28-year-old who was going to school actually quite near Moscow, Idaho, despite his arrest being in Pennsylvania, right? So what true crime sleuths have already uncovered and are uncovering on him is mind-blowing. Again, I'm on the Pacific coast, so I really did. It's our early morning. We are all learning about this at the same time. We're just waking up and it's incredible. I can't even go through all the information coming through, but my first thought, just so you know, my first impression waking up to this is yes, finally.
Mm-hmm.
I did not want this to go cold. I did not want this to be a Delphi case where we have to wait 6 years. We are so grateful here at Hidden True Crime that there has been an arrest, and we are looking forward to learning more. And our thoughts are with law enforcement right now.
Absolutely. And we will be learning more. We know that investigators will be giving an update this afternoon at 1 o'clock local time there in Moscow. That is 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Central. We will be carrying that live here on NewsNation.
Can someone tell me what huge news that sleuths have found? Because if I'm missing some, let me know. But I haven't seen anything that's mind-blowing. And me neither, Jura. I never thought it would go cold either. I mean, it takes a year for it to go cold. It's not like, I don't know. I thought all the conspiracies were ridiculous.
On standing by, Evan Lambert, correspondent there in D.C. Evan, I understand you have learned some more background information on this suspect, Bryan Kohberger.
Yeah, Nicole, we've been learning a little bit just over the last few hours here in kind of a drip situation from court documents, also from online records as well. Of course, we know that Kohberger is 28 years old. Court documents say that he is from Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. That is near the Poconos in northeastern Pennsylvania, not too far from where he remains in custody, according to those same court documents, at the Monroe County Jail, awaiting extradition eventually to Idaho, as we suspect, which would make sense here. We do know that there is a hearing.
No, moderate chaos. That's the whole wild part of this. He was a good student, graduated with a master's in criminal justice, was now going for his PhD. And that's probably why they don't think he had anything to do with the dog incident, but it's possible he did. I mean, a lot of psychopaths will go from an animal to a human. So I'm not ruling out that he's not involved in it. Or maybe they thought he was, maybe they knew he was in Pennsylvania at the time. I don't know, but I'm not ruling it out.
Set for the 3rd of January at 3:30 in the afternoon. And as we have started to learn a little bit more about this suspect's background, this coming from online records from Washington State University, where we know he was a PhD candidate in criminology and criminal justice. We also have confirmed that he graduated from DeSale University in Pennsylvania. This, according to a commencement program from May 2022, where he
A couple of people have come in here, Sean, and said something like that, but there's no confirmation of it. I haven't seen any of the news talking about it, so I'm going to say as of right now, I cannot confirm it. Victims were likely asleep before murders. 5 cars towed away from crime scene. 28-year-old Bryan Christopher arrested in connection to murders.
Received his master's in criminal justice. So that program confirming that. And we actually just not too long ago did get a statement from DeSale University. They say on Friday, December 30th, DeSale University learned of the arrest of Bryan Kohberger in connection with the murder of 4 University of Idaho students. Kohberger received a bachelor's degree in 2020 and completed his graduate studies in June 2022. As a Catholic Salesian community, we are devastated by this senseless tragedy. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims' families during this difficult time. And we also know it appears, according to online records and searches, that Kohberger, at his time at DeSales, he posted on Reddit seeking volunteers for a research study. That study was trying to find out about the emotions and psychological traits and the influence that that has on people when they decide to commit a crime. So that post was actually in a channel for ex-felons. I believe it was ex-felons or ex-cons. And he appears to have posted in Reddit asking about volunteers for this research study. We don't know if that was a central part of his master's work, but again, according to the university and that 2022 commencement program, he did graduate from DeSale with a master's in criminal justice. Nicole?
All right, Evan Lambert with some more information on this suspect now in custody. Evan, thank you for that.
So you know what that makes me think about, though? I wonder how many people think like that and just don't act on it.
I just feel like there's been a couple individuals that were
Like, how many other people studying criminology want to know what it's like to murder someone? I've thought about it. I'm not going to lie. I've wondered what it would feel like. I wouldn't do it, but I've thought about it. But I wonder how many people take it further. I mean, I was targeting a specific person, but like they say that stabbing, I've heard ex-criminals, and I actually studied this in my criminal justice when I was going for my master's in criminal justice, that stabbing, criminals will tell you that it's a good feeling. that you feel that knife plunge in and it's euphoric. And I've heard that and I studied that. And it, you listen to it enough, it makes you wonder, I wonder if that's true. Am I about to go do it? No. But I wonder how many people would actually think like that and do it. Like I said, I was targeting a specific person. If I was going to kill someone, I had one person in mind. I don't want to go kill random strangers, but I do wonder how many other people feel like that. And they would just kill a stranger, or this evil is burning inside of them so badly that they want to go out and kill someone, but they don't want the consequences, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Fano was arrested and auto blamed the first person he found. Oh, no shit, Drew. See, I can't watch any of them. I mean, I'll watch if quick video or something. But yeah, a lot of their stuff is just nonsense. You just go get a pot roast. I agree. But this goes back to what I said earlier that you weren't here for. I do wonder if the research project was him trying to satisfy a burning desire to kill someone, or if he wanted to just research to live vicariously through them, or if he was looking for how to commit the perfect crime. And maybe for it till after you do it. I agree. But once you kill one, hey, K-Rocks, once you kill one, you might as well kill all four. See, but here's my other thing. If he was following them on Instagram, he knew there were two other people. He knew that two other people lived in the house because he followed them on Instagram. So why wouldn't he kill the others? That's something I don't understand. And I'm hoping the police address it in the press conference, and I hope it's not some shitty ass press conference. But I do wonder that. I think the most shocking part is the people that run with it. Oh, I agree with that, Twin Cities.
Somebody else been arrested. Now, you could interpret that two different ways, at least. One is,
why is it a blank screen?
and he wants to know if they have been arrested as well. So that's interesting. And also his stare, what was just being described, that could be drugs, or it could just be shock that finally he was caught. It's been like 7 weeks. So, and really they have kept it close to the vest. So he probably was pretty shocked when they stormed him with the SWAT team.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, in your experience, what should we be watching for? What should we be listening for and keeping an eye on in the days and weeks ahead with this case?
Do you mean as far as possibly there being somebody else, or recognizing some partner in crime?
Yeah, not only. Certainly, that aspect's certainly important. What can we expect to learn, I guess, in the days and weeks ahead? We know that this information isn't going to come out quickly, as many have mentioned. And of course, the entire country, the entire world is hungry for a reason and a motive, but that's not going to be a fast turnaround. So what are some details we can expect to hear more about? And what do you believe will transpire now, maybe over the weekend or next week?
Well, everybody has been getting very frustrated. It really hasn't seemed, not only because there hasn't been much information coming out from the Moscow police, but also because there was such contradictory information. First, they would say one thing and then they would walk it back. It was targeted. It wasn't targeted. The house was targeted. The wounds and so on, they described differently. And that was part of the frustration, that because first you would go down one path trying to figure something out, and then they'd say that it was something totally different. So that's part of why everybody is in this frustrated state. I actually just announced, I was getting so frustrated, particularly that there had been no reward announced. I still don't understand why they didn't earlier on announce a reward. And so I had put together,
Dennis, I never noticed that. So I wish I would have thought of that. But yeah, I don't know. I can't confirm that because I never thought of it.
Was seeding a reward fund to start a reward, and perhaps we do still need one if it turns out that there are more than one person involved. But what I said from the beginning, and with the information that we've been gathering today, I still think that he's an incel. Standing for involuntarily celibate, meaning this is a subgroup on the internet, a subgroup of young men who had problems when they first started trying to date and, being social and so on.
Who said they were an incel? Was that Banfield? I remember somebody that we were watching. I think it was Banfield that said that she believed it was most likely an incel. It was either Brian Enton or Banfield, but I remember hearing it from one of the news reporters. It's interesting that she says he is.
Had problems getting women to date them, to have sex with them, to consider marrying them, and they build up resentment and anger over the years. And they then, they develop low self-esteem, they develop all kinds of insecurities, and they build up more and more resentment with more of the women who reject them. Now, and they call these women Stacy's, and the men who are also part of these beautiful people group, who find love together, they call the men Chads. Now, the 4 college students were
Ethan wasn't living there. He was just there for Xana. He was definitely jealous, but no, Dennis, but I remember specifically watching a news clip, and it was either Brian or Ashley that said it. That's why. Hey, Swen. I don't know how tall the killer is. Good question.
beautiful, they were popular, they were in sororities, fraternities, they were, good students. They seemed to have it all. So naturally, people.
I don't watch Nancy Grace, so it couldn't have been. I didn't see it from Nancy Grace. I definitely saw it from Banfield.
Would be somewhat jealous of them. But particularly for an incel, a man who has not just been rejected once or so, we don't even know. I'm not saying that he necessarily has even ever spoken to these people, but incels imagine from their own experience that they will be rejected. So he may not have even spoken to them, but he just looked at them and thought, there's no way they're going to give me the time of day. And I say this because the crime, the killing was so brutal, so savage. It was somebody, not only was it personal, but it was somebody who had tremendous rage. Now, and that would go along with someone like this. It's also interesting that he seems to be following, in a way, Ted Bundy's, at least his education. Ted Bundy studied psychology and then he studied law. And Bryan studied psychology as an undergraduate. I have read that he went to community college and he studied psychology as an undergraduate, and then he got his master's in criminology, and then now he was in Washington. And Ted Bundy went to Washington to study. And but Ted Bundy, of course, was a lot more charming than I am anticipating we're going to find. It's a lot more charming than an incel would be. Incels are.
That's a stupid comment. She has never spoken to him. She has no idea what his personality is. And she can't even totally confirm he's an incel. So, yeah, she's an idiot.
Awkward with people.
That's really, really interesting insight. Forensic psychiatrist and trial expert witness, Dr. Carol Lieberman, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we have continuing team coverage on the arrest made in the Moscow, Idaho murder arrest. We'll have live coverage of the Moscow police press conference at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's 3 p.m. Central Time, right here on News Nation. We hope you stick around. You won't want to miss it.
I love when these experts sound like morons. I find it comical. I really do. All right, I'll come back to that. Twitter. All right. Tony, where did you see this? Because nobody's reporting it. Like, that's why I went back to Twitter. This is the last thing he reported. All right, here's a dumb question. Is there a reason why they're covering personal belongings? Do they have blood on them or something? Like, maybe it's me, but who cares if they take out a couch? Like, why is this supposed to be covered up? This is the cleaning crew taking stuff out. Yeah, but Dennis, I'm saying that I haven't found anyone reporting that. Anyone real reporting that. Hey, Anita. And you'd be able to buy it at your local Goodwill. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe. All right. Yeah, it's the last name that Brian Enton posted. I was listening out watching when I heard this early this morning. I'm sure Enton would have posted it. No, just Bryan. Nope, he's the only one that's been arrested. And that was for the killings. Many students were out for a typical Saturday night of socializing following a U of Idaho football game. Saturday evening, attended a party. Neighbor surveillance cameras showed Miss Mogan and Congolaves returning to the house. 7 unanswered calls were placed, according to older sister. Jack. All 4 were probably asleep at the time they were attacked and may have been in their beds, which is why I never understood the rumors that he was in the hallway. Yeah, Karen, they keep, every article has a different place that he was arrested. I think somebody, whether they live here, commits like that. None of the victims, see, here's the other thing. None of the victims, 4 o'clock, squirrel. None of the victims show sexual assault. But if he took a knife and stabbed her the way he said, wouldn't that kind of be sexual assault? Police said the 2 surviving housemates had each been out of town separately on Saturday, and they returned to the house around 1 a.m. Yeah, 4 o'clock Eastern. Suspect's a criminal justice student. The authorities have walked back earlier statements. And what he did, he planned to do it next. It will be, yeah, I don't think he had a mental illness. I mean, unless you want to put psychopath as a mental illness. I'm not going to rule that out. Having all this. What's that, Fluffer? If it's as graphic as what he said, like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Of 3 beats, you're wrong, though. You're wrong about that. Because he had a whole thing behind it. He made a Reddit post. He did research. He wanted to get in the minds of criminals, possibly how to commit the perfect murder. So I disagree with you there. So, guys, I don't know what else to talk about for the next hour until this press conference starts. Like, I really don't know how to make this prolonged. So we can watch NewsNation.
Pullman, which is very close to Moscow, Idaho, just over the state line there. But that's something that we've been able to confirm just within the last few minutes or so. But again, you know, this picture of the suspect, Bryan Kohberger, is developing here, and we're learning a lot more.
I would just say BHB is on scene of his apartment being sketched in Idaho. Let me check. Thank you, K-Rox. Did you guys hear it?
Super chat. Wait, I just got a super chat. Hold on. Wait. Somebody just hit me with a super chat. Who is that? You didn't have to do that. Use a big dog supporter and you prove that. There's plenty other ways to help subscribe to chat, but use a boss and I conclude that. Super chat. Who is that? You didn't have to do that. Use a big dog supporter and you prove that. There's plenty other ways to help subscribe to chat, but you a boss and I conclude that.
She's not saying anything. There's like nothing to this. Thank you, Dreamcatcher.
Super chat. Wait, I just got a super chat. Hold on. Wait. Somebody just hit me with a super chat. Who is that? You didn't have to do that. Use a big dog supporter and you prove that. There's plenty other ways to help subscribe to chat, but use a boss and I conclude that. Super chat. Who is that? You didn't have to do that. Use a big dog supporter and you prove that. There's plenty other ways to help subscribe to chat, but you a boss and I conclude that. Thank you for the money. It goes a long way. It helps me run the channel, so you get all my thanks. Just bought me lunch to get me through the day. I appreciate the love and I hope I can repay you.
Thank you. I'm gonna like put that song in pieces so I don't always have to start it from the beginning. You gotta chop it with you sing and do a remix. Yeah, there's like nothing to this.
No, but again, our batting average here on the Bullhorn Betty channel is pretty damn good when it comes to these true crime cases. It's pretty damn good.
Can someone please tell me what she's ever gotten right? That's all I want to know. Betty, you've never gotten a case right. Never. At all. Just saying.
We get very little wrong,
She's fucking delusional.
Hey guys, I'm gonna leave you guys here just for a second. We're gonna walk around and see what we can find.
And believe me, I'll give credit where credit is due. You guys know that. Like, I will say if something is right, and I have no problem saying if something is right. Like, Dolly's gotten stuff right. There's a lot of people that have gotten stuff right. But Betty has never gotten a thing right, ever. Okay, this is a total waste. But tell me this, okay? 747 fucking people are watching this. There's nothing here. Nothing. She's not even talking. And she's got 700 fucking people watching. Make that make sense. Her batting average, just talk about baseball, the Bears, the accent, and everything. I'm just going full baseball. She put Jason as his name, not Brian. I'm just saying, like, there's nothing here. I don't get why all these people are watching it. Hey, True Texan.
Okay, team. Status check on those.
Nothing's there.
And we have a few other things. So I'm going to pull out my
Total waste of space. There's nothing here.
Or about what?
Sure, drive that up to the scene. But that's sort of the way the criminal procedure would operate, right? And the forensics investigators would operate. And someone who knows PhD level criminal forensics and you know, the kind of study program he was in, he would know all of that stuff. I'm not saying that he did know it or that he is connected to it, but I am saying that in a crime this high profile, you are loath to make an arrest only to be seen later as a screw up and to let him go free. They probably have a lot of ducks in a row. They probably have extraordinary evidence against him. Is it enough for a prosecution? That remains to be seen. And it also depends on who those 12 jurors would be in a death penalty trial, if it ends up being a death penalty trial. But with 4 dead kids killed in the way they were, I would see this as if there is going to be a death penalty in America, this would be the reason.
Ashley Banfield, it's fascinating as always. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
You bet.
And joining us now is former FBI agent Jennifer Koffendorfer for more. She's been following this investigation since.
She's another one I can't stand. Just thought something would come out. Should have known better. I know, right, Glory? But hold on. Someone did just send me something. Elantra was his mom's car. Yeah, they're saying it wasn't even Elantra. Well, Koffendorfer, I know. I can't stand her. Now, Red just sent me something. Hold on. Buka out of there. It's me. I thought it was Buka.
college students in Idaho. Police now bringing in a special cleaning crew to the crime scene as we're seeing new body cam video of one of the victims talking to police just weeks before the killings. Kana Whitworth is back there in Idaho with the new details. Kana, good morning to you. Police just this week pleading with the public for more help.
That's exactly right, Janae. Authorities saying that they're actually receiving new tips this week from across the nation. This as new video has surfaced of police officers responding to a noise complaint at that popular off-campus home that this morning is still a crime scene. This morning, new video surfacing of one of the Idaho murder victims as police track down new leads in the killings.
Hello, miss. What's your name?
Xana. The video, first obtained by the website Truth and Transparency, showing Xana Coronado opening the door of the King Street home as officers approach.
You can hear you from clear down the road when we were coming up here. We can hear the music, and that's. I'm so sorry.
The video from officer-worn body cameras over Labor Day weekend at nearly 1 in the morning. Officers saying it's the second time they've been to the residence.
Okay, but in all fairness, this video means nothing. Big deal. The cops went to the house. They're college kids. Like, this is where my mind works differently. I do not understand why this video was earth-shattering. I really, truly don't.
That night.
Any outside music, any loud yelling needs to be done. Okay. Because we're not, next time you're getting a ticket. Okay.
Police telling us this was a common occurrence in the normally bustling college town.
Calls do your officers normally respond to?
You know, a lot of noise complaints.
Neighbors are being kept up.
Now, 7 weeks after Xana, her boyfriend Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Gonsalves, and Madison Mogan were found brutally stabbed to death, the home is still an active crime scene. Today, authorities say biohazard teams will begin the initial cleanup process of the 6-bedroom popular off-campus home. For more than 2 months, the murders have rocked this community. And while questions swirl, the victims honored now by their loved ones. A celebration of life planned tonight for lifelong best friends Kaylee and Maddie. But as Kaylee's father told GMA last month, this fight is far from over.
You know, I'll fight for her, and I'll help all these family members find some way to keep this story going.
Now, these families were given their children's belongings before those biohazard teams start their cleanup today. Once they are done, they will return the property to the management company. But Janae, as of now, they have no timeline for that.
All right, Kana, we know you'll be following the latest there. Thank you so much. Now let's bring in ABC News contributor and former FBI agent Brad Garrett. Brad, it is so great to have you here in studio with us. Sending in a cleaning crew means that police are pretty much done with evidence at the crime scene. What does that suggest to you about where this investigation stands?
So every crime scene, of course, ends and you have to clean it up. So this one's a bit complex just because of the nature of 4 people, how they were killed. So it's going to take them a while to clean up. But just collecting the forensic evidence would have taken a while in that house. And then I have spent at crime scenes like this days walking through trying to figure out exactly what happened, maybe even trying to reenact. So they probably have done that, but it's just time to move on. I wouldn't take it that there's any additional steps found in this case or new information found, but it's time.
So speaking of the crime scene, the murders happened back on November 13th, but police say they're still awaiting some crime lab results. Is that unusual?
No, because if you think, Whit, about how much, I don't want to get graphic here, but how much stuff you would have to process. And if the bad guy moved around, and let's say he had blood on his shoes, all of that stuff would have to be picked up, processed. That's a lot of DNA to look for and other genetic material. So not uncommon for it to take weeks.
Brad, police say that, they want the public to help them. They want information from the public, but they also say they've received thousands of new tips. What does that tell you?
Well, it's actually quite common. If you go back to Chandra Levy and the DC sniper case that I worked on, we got so many tips, we had to create phone banks. Now, the problem is a vast majority of them, Gio, are not worth much. Well-intentioned people, but they want to tell you the theory of the case. And so sorting out sort of what is real, what is not, or pieces of information real takes some time. So it's the nature of the beast when it comes to high-profile cases.
Difficult case. Still so many questions remain. That community going through a lot. Brad Garrett, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
All right, that was that. The co-founder of Home Depot donated $64 million to elect Trump and the Republican Party over the years. Why do people donate so much to parties? I will never understand that. So a former housemate said that you can hear each other's footsteps in the house. It's an old creaky house. I don't know, but also this begs the question too. Think about this for a second. If you do hear, now remember, this isn't the movies. You do hear somebody screaming and possibly getting murdered. Would you leave your room? Think about it. Not your children, because of course your kids you'd run out. But if you're sharing a house and you hear screams, do you go check out what it is, or do you stay right where you are? I think in the movies, you run out to see what's going on. In real life, you may stay under your bed. You may call 911, but you stay in your bed. Curious on that 911 call, was the perp seen fleeing? Shelby, do you though? Because what do we say in movies? Whenever you see the killer, when they walk outside or walk down the hallway, hello? Meanwhile, I'm like, fuck that. I wouldn't leave my room. Think about it though. We also heard previous tenants say nothing could be heard from the lower level. Oh, that's interesting. But you know what I'm saying though? I would hide. I probably would too. I'd be like, oh, hell no. I would definitely call 911 though and say, like, I think something's happening. Hey, 11. All right, let's see what other creators will talk about. I have no idea what to talk about for the next half hour. Let's channel surf. Zap Girl's not live anymore. Let's see. Gray.
There are about different things to let everybody know how virtuous they are. That's what virtue signaling means.
Okay, my off. I maybe then I meant a different word. Maybe it was just a signal.
No, signal.
That.
Edward, I don't control anybody. Nor do I attack people. Who's harsh? Enon? I do too, Lori.
a guy that was standing back in the dark, all in black. He never moved. He just watched them. So in retrospect, now I'm kind of wondering, was that him watching them? Because he kind of has that build. But in retrospect, I'm kind of amazed at how well some people have done putting things together. I've got one true crime person. He's written a lot of books, and he was just starting to tie into.
Oh my God, that's right, Dennis. You just gave me an idea. Perfect. I know how to kill this last half hour. This press conference better be worth me being live all this time. Yeah, I never control anybody.
Everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Reverend Donna Serafina. I am a spiritualist reverend, meaning I am a certified psychic medium. My accuracy is around 98%, but I'd say it's probably 90%. When things are wrong, it could be in the interpretation. So it's really important for you to listen yourself. We're a different reading I did. And I've thought long and hard about whether I should put it up on the internet. The reason for that is, one, personal safety, the obvious. They have not at first reading. I know during the reading, I'm like, I can identify this guy. Da, 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 da. It also sounds like I'm talking about 3 separate people in there, and I don't know if they were all involved or what. It takes some dissecting of the reading to do. So that's what we can do on the live stream, is talk about that. And also, if you were a friend or a loved one of any of the victims, I will do as many readings for free as it takes to help get this. All you have to do is, and you can find that, and I'll have to be able to verify it you're on her friends list. I'll do it with murder, but that helps me build it with you as a short clip from another reading I did. And like I said,
So out of a 9-minute video by K-Rox, I'm 3 minutes in, and all she's done is self-promotion so far.
Gone back and forth in my head. Should I upload this? Should I not? Should I get involved? Hopefully the police, every day I look and just pray and hope that the law enforcement has arrested this person. Okay, now with that said, I'm going to play this clip, and with this caveat, the
book is Journey of Souls, Lindsay. You can also, there's a video on YouTube where somebody recorded the entire audiobook, and just look for Journey of Souls.
Is that this is graphic. This is crime. Now, my channel, I want to do all kinds of mediumship, so I'm going to warn you, but I also want to start branching out just into the regular speculation part of crime, because I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I've worked in domestic violence treatment justice. So I think I'll just have to label my videos. This one, though, okay, I'm going to play it now. Listen to this. This is how
4.5 minutes in.
How sick this person is. Talk about profiling. Talk about profiling your killer. Let me play this clip, this short clip for you, and you will know just how sick this one individual is, and how, and you know what? If you're a mother out there and you think that your worst nightmare would be if this was your son, I can tell you that your life is in danger right now. Your life is in danger. If you think you're protecting him, your life is in danger with him murdering his own mother and or other people. So it is important, if you even think there's a chance, if you are biologically related to your son, to her as well. She knows, she has a creeping feeling in the pit of her stomach, and I'll tell you right now, don't confront him. Don't let him know you think that, because you might end up in the morgue. And I cannot be more serious. Okay, so with that, here's the clip. So I've seen the guy.
6 minutes. It took 6 fucking minutes to get to that in a 9-minute video.
That's like Palmer Docs, and he likes the blood, and so he brought, like, I don't know if it's a little jar or a little container, and he likes to sit in his room and put it on himself, on his privates and stuff. This kid is twisted. His mom knows something's wrong with him. Like, she doesn't know exactly the extent or what, but she knows something's wrong with him. Okay, so I've seen a lot of questions.
Gee, that took a psychic. It's on Idaho 4. That took a psychic. Let's see. Someone murders 4 people. You think they're a little fucking psychotic? Yeah, I'd say so.
Floating around different groups and on different YouTube creators as to questions about this crime. How could this be? How could the roommate survive? The dog, da-da-da-da-da. I have a lot of the answers. In fact, a lot of the answers are in my reading and or little segments of readings that I did this past month. So I hope you join me in a few days. I'll put the date up soon. Within 2 or 3 days, I'm going to put the date up for the live stream. And I really hope you join me so we can hopefully clarify some things, and then maybe we'll even come up with some information that could help law enforcement in some way to take this burgeoning serial killer off the streets. Okay, because even if these were his first victims, if he's not arrested, they will not be his last victims. That's a guarantee. All right. I love you guys. I hope that 2023.
9-minute video. And that's what you got. 9 minutes. And yet she's live right now with over 2,000 people. I have 114. Now you guys see why I want to give up YouTube? There you go. There's your answer. There is your exact answer.
You can't come up here plugging your damn hate channel with your bad voice changer.
Nice.
Bye, Susie. Susie is something else. Oh my Lord. Oh my Jesus. People, look. If you ever think there's something I want to tell people about voices, it ain't that I recognize your voice. Is I recognize a few things: your breathing, your cadence, different things about how you speak. And once my mind knows it,
Dolly, 1,100 people watching. I have 111, which is actually my number. 111 is when the twins were born. So that's always been my number. Or 3. I just found you don't give up. You guys have no idea how frustrating this is. Popcorn Live now hasn't even followed the case. Oh, Popcorn Planet? If you just start lying and running with the misinfo, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. All these people do is have idiots call in with these ridiculous things. They don't correct them. They don't fucking tell them. They don't know any facts. They just run with whatever rumors these idiots tell them. All these fake rumors start on these channels. I would never do a twin. Okay. This kind of makes me laugh. T-Rev has a poll. Do you think the killer called into the line, meaning his show, while we were on the air? I can't. I'll keep quiet on that one. I'm going to stay quiet on that one. Hippie, thank you. Thank you. But he's got 4,000 people in there. Look how far out the Ronnie caller got with the Kyla case. I'm telling you, Phil, they are. It is funny, right, Jamie? Nope, people are reaching. Okay, 39% of his audience, 39% of his audience believes that a couple thousand people watching, he must be one of them. I can't. I just can't. Blown away. A twin, exactly. Exactly, twin. Thank you, Sarah. But it doesn't matter. People don't care. Three-quarters of these creators, see, he's racking in super chats. For what? People don't want truth. They want to hear the sound of their own voice. That's what they want. Hippie, I agree with you. All these creators, that's why I said, let's go shopping. Not one of them is talking about anything. They're just having callers call in. I don't get it. At least here I talk about stuff. A lot of these other channels, like I'll say that about Betty. Betty doesn't have call-ins. Betty at least talks. They do all call him. I agree. To BHB, give him the clap. Thank you, Glory. I don't get it. Maybe these people, I don't know what it is. But I'm telling you, it's very, very frustrating. I am not, because I'm not like a new creator. If I was a new creator, this was a new channel, I would get it. But I'm not a new channel. My numbers just keep dropping. And I don't know why. We are the underrated majority, Colleen. I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. That's all these people do. I mean, I've seen new creators with better numbers than I'm getting. And I'm like, I just don't get it. Yeah, you could. Exactly, twin. But honestly, I must be doing it wrong. I'm not going to lie. I must be doing it wrong. Because all the creators that don't allow this or don't allow that or, you know, or just sit there like dum-dums, they're getting all the views and all the super chats and all the money. And I'm not saying I'm not, but you guys know what I mean. It's weird. Everything that you would think would make my channel awesome, people don't care. People don't want truth. They don't want facts. They want conspiracy. Maybe you need to have a segment each live and focus on the day's conspiracy, then debunk it. That's not a bad idea. But Dennis, I kind of do that already. Like, especially in this case, when the whole thing about Africa, I debunked. The whole thing about this, I debunked. The whole thing about that, I debunked. So I kind of do that already. Ah, Jenny, you just gave me a huge PayPal yesterday. Literally depicts society to a T. Amen. Here, let me show you guys. You are bringing a positive voice to the true crime community. Thank you, T-Rep. Okay. And I like T-Rep. Don't get me wrong. Let me check JLR, Colleen. Yeah, but Zag's getting 800 people in a live. I've started new channels that had better numbers than I have lately. He doesn't have anything. Steptoe Village Apartments in Pullman. That's not too bad. Hold on.
So this news reporter tweeted, just arrived at the Steptoe Village Apartments in Pullman where suspect Bryan Kohberger lived. Crime scene tape blocks off one group of units.
Okay, before I continue this, Crystal just reminded me of something which I have to say. So a lot of you guys know about the whole Ziggy debacle. I don't know how else to put it, but a fucking debacle. If you're not familiar with it, real quickly, a YouTube creator took a credit card from a sub that was for $7,500. And she ran it up within like 2 weeks. We find out yesterday, and this is like a small creator. We find out yesterday, she literally called the company, the credit card company, asking for a $5,000 extension. I don't even think Bullhorn Betty has that many balls. That takes the biggest set of kahunas I've ever seen in my life. This is not her credit card. I wouldn't even do that to my own mother, let alone a stranger. Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. $7,500 and called the fucking credit card company for $5,000 more. And the woman whose credit card it was found out because she got a letter saying why they denied it. Thank God they denied it. Yep. That's a whole live in itself. But can you imagine? No, it wasn't MGL. Can you fucking imagine though? Like, whoa. Who in their right mind? My kids wouldn't do that, let alone a stranger on the internet. Rachel, what happened was she was in a bad predicament. The woman had been with her for years. Why this? I guess this woman had this credit card line from, it was like a Venmo card. And I guess it wasn't one she ever used. So being that she was close with this girl for, for a couple of, since she started, which would be when Summer Wells went missing. Venmo, yeah. When Summer Wells went missing is when Ziggy started a channel. And Ziggy did really good for a while with Summer Wells. So this woman, Gloria, I have no idea. So this woman, out of the kindness of her heart, said to her, use this for emergency. Like Ziggy's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend recently died and her car broke down and she was taking Uber. So the girl felt really bad for her and felt horrible and was like, use this for emergencies. Here's a credit card, use it for emergencies only. $7,500 limit. There's a call where, I know, Phil, there's a call where they had, she was like, oh, let's call the credit card company, see how much is on there, blah, blah, blah. She took $5,000 of it in a cash advance and put that in her PayPal. Then she took a $2,500 that was left and spent it on the biggest bullshit imaginable. Don't be surprised. Do not be surprised. Yeah, Ziggy did this. Do not be surprised if it comes out that there is a credit card application that was approved in this person's name. I would absolutely guarantee that Ziggy will get a credit. She has her social. She has all her info. I guarantee you that Ziggy will get a credit card in this woman Cindy's name. Cindy needs to check her credit report continually and make sure that no credit cards are opened. It's straight up fraud. Doesn't matter if the lady has the card reported stolen, she can't use it. She never used that one though. Yeah, through a business invoice, no less. Yeah, she has her social. She could have bought a good car, no more Ubers. Exactly. She only used $700 for the car. She bought DoorDash, criminal calls. I mean, totally criminal. And if that's not bad enough, she has the audacity, the fucking audacity to try to call the company to get a $5,000 extension. I can't even with that. I'm speechless. Absolutely speechless over it. DoorDash, criminal call, like everything. Unbelievable. I'm telling you, I'm speechless. I could not even imagine. If I was Cindy, I would have her arrested. Have the credit bureau freeze. See, I was thinking it too. I know that Cindy comes in here and Cindy watches me, but here's the thing too. And I've said this before, and I've said this 1,000 times. Ziggy, not only did you hurt yourself, but you hurt all of us. Now, Cindy was a supporter of mine. Cindy openly admits she has super chatted me. I doubt Cindy is ever going to super chat a single person again or lend another person money. And that's sad. And people are so fucking selfish. They don't think like that. They don't think, how am I going to hurt everybody else? How is this going to affect everybody else? It is. I wouldn't, if I got scammed like that, I'm not giving money away to anybody. You know what I mean? Criminal call, jail calls, people calling in from jail. I can't think of the word. Inmate calls, not criminal calls, inmate calls. Real piece of work, Rachel. Could not believe it. I was like, what a fucking piece of shit. She sent 5,000 pay. Yeah, someone said she did it through a business invoice. So it looks like Cindy paid her for services or whatever. Rent in advance for 6 or more months would help out. Yeah, right, Lacey? Unbelievable. Federal fraud, you're right. It's just sick. Who does that? Oh, I could do a whole live about that. I mean, that's just, it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Bye-bye. Where you go? Work? Have fun. Love you. Be safe. It's sleeting out. Huh? I don't know. The thing says sleet coming. Degrees out. It says sleet coming. Yeah, it's like 60 degrees out. All right, well, be careful. Right, Swen? Crazy. All right, let's finish this and then the press conference.
Pullman is just 5 minutes from Moscow, Idaho, and this was just tweeted out. So this is Google Maps. I have the King Road address, and I have the Steptoe Village Apartments where Bryan Kohberger is reportedly where he lived, and you can see the distance here, 19 minutes, 11 miles. You see two routes could have left the home here, go to Taylor, turn here on Blake, and then Nez Perce. You could go then this way, which I've made a video about. This is Old Pullman Road. You could go Old Pullman Road, cross the border, and then eventually make.
All right, is anyone else getting dizzy with his zoom in and out?
Makes its way to Pullman, or you could go up here to 8, but there's a lot of security cameras up around here, and I've already made videos on that, and then you go west. But you see, it takes you eventually to his apartment. This is where authorities are at right now. This apartment complex is here, and they are searching his property. Let me know what you think.
I'm sorry. Why is this a video? Why is this news? Why is this entertainment? I don't get it. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm wrong. But that did not need to be a video. I feel dumber watching it. I really do. I feel like I lost brain cells watching that. And it's got 3,500 views already in an hour. What the fuck? Thank you, True Texan. You get the song.
There's plenty other ways to help. Subscribe, you chat, but you a boss and I conclude that. Thank you for the money, it goes a long way. It helps me run the channel, so you get all my thanks. Just bought me lunch to get me through the day. I appreciate the love and I hope I can repay you for the super chat. Who is that? You didn't have to do that. You a big dog supporter and you prove that. There's plenty other ways to help. Subscribe, you chat, but you a boss and I conclude that. Super chat, who is that? You didn't have to do that. You a big dog supporter and you prove that. There's plenty other ways to help. Subscribe, you chat, but you a boss and I conclude that. Don't like the video, don't hit subscribe. I always try to tell them, they do it every time. I tell them it's a problem, they acting like it's fine. I'm begging them to stop, but they leave me with a like.
Love it. Hey, Debbie. All right, let's head over to. I can't believe I filled up this time for a press conference. 2 hours and 14 minutes. I'm shocked. Press conference. Oh, don't forget, it's my little baby's birthday. 1 year old today. My little chubby butt in California. My press conference. Wait. It's a great song, Crystal. Now we wait. See, and that's the other thing. All these other people, they couldn't fill up time for 3 hours by themselves without having people call in. I'm telling you, it is so frustrating. You have no idea. Keenan Calhoun is dead at 27. Born in Illinois, loved by so many. Does anyone know who he is? They don't interact with their subs. Exactly. True text, and I do. Nobody ever calls in. Does anyone know who this guy was? Random on YouTube or rose to fame with lip sync videos. Let's see. Oh. He had 721,000 subs. Oh, he was little. He looked really little, but his videos are from like 10 years ago.
Thank you for coming today. Last night, in conjunction with the Pennsylvania State Police, Federal Bureau of Investigation.
I just want to tell everybody Santa Claus is at the press conference, standing right there.
Detectives arrested 28-year-old Bryan Christopher Kohberger in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, on a warrant for murders of Ethan, Zana, Madison, and Kaylee. I want to personally thank these agencies for their assistance in this case. Kohberger resides in Pullman, Washington, and is a graduate student at Washington State University. We will provide as much information as we can about the extradition to Idaho and the criminal process. However, due to Idaho state law, we are limited in what information we can release today until Kohberger has his initial appearance in Idaho court. I want to express my appreciation to our local community, the people of Idaho, and those throughout our nation who provided information to help us investigate these murders has been very impressive. We've received over 19,000 tips, and we've conducted over 300 interviews. To recap this case, on the evening of November 12th, Kaylee and Madison arrived home at about 1:56 a.m. after visiting a local bar and street food vendor. Ethan and Zana were at the Sigma Chi house before arriving home around 1:45 a.m. The two surviving roommates had also been in the community but returned around 1 a.m. On the morning of November 13th, a 911 call was made at 11:58 a.m. reporting an unconscious person at the residence. The call came from inside the home from one of the surviving roommates' cell phones. Moscow police responded and found 2 victims on the 2nd floor and 2 victims on the 3rd floor. On November 17th, autopsies were conducted and the Latah County coroner confirmed the identity of the 4 victims. The cause and manner of death was homicide by stabbing. Some had defensive wounds, and each had been stabbed multiple times. These murders have shaken our community, and no arrest will ever bring back these young students. However, we do believe justice will be found through the criminal process. This was a very complex and extensive case. We had developed a clear picture over time, and we stand assured that the work is not done, but be assured the work is not done. This has just started. Since November, we have remained laser focused on pursuing every lead in our pursuit of justice for the victims and their families. I recognize the frustration with the lack of information that's been released. However, providing any details in this criminal investigation might have tainted the upcoming criminal prosecution or alerted the suspect of our progress. We will continue to provide as much information as we can as the process moves forward. Today, I want to specifically thank our dedicated Moscow Police Department detectives, patrol officers, the Idaho State detectives, the Idaho State troopers, and their crime lab technicians and scientists, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation for the resources and personnel to conduct this massive investigation. It was the dedication of them and the persistence and the numerous hours that led to an arrest. Fortunately, these highly skilled people worked together as a cohesive team to solve this case. I also want to thank our community and the nation. Over the past 6 weeks, I've been continually reminded of how much our community cares. Locally, public support has been exceptional with kind words, food for investigators, and letters of support. You will never know how much your words of encouragement help us through these trying times. I appreciate each of you and each of your kindness. Agencies and individuals from across the nation have reached out to us to express their support to this department. I'm reminded how our Moscow community, our families, and the nation has been impacted by this daily. Finally, I do want to thank our media partners for the help. You kept this in the news. You helped us with tips. You kept things going, and we truly appreciate that. And you are the product of those 19,000 tips that we received, which is an impressive number. I would like to invite Bill Thompson, the county prosecutor, up at this time.
Santa Claus.
Good afternoon, folks. My name is Bill Thompson. I'm the Latah County prosecutor. And it's sad to be here, but happy to be here at the same time. As Chief Fry indicated, a criminal complaint was filed yesterday here in Latah County, charging the defendant, Mr. Kohberger, with 4 counts of first-degree murder, in addition to felony burglary, which involves entering the residence with the intent to commit the crime of murder. There is a pending case now. Mr. Kohberger, and let me preface, I in my office, there's a pending case now and have to live with the restrictions that our Supreme Court places on pretrial publicity. That said, I promise you we will share with you through the court process or otherwise whatever we are allowed to. I just appreciate your patience on that. The factual basis for the charges are summarized in what's called a probable cause affidavit that is on file with the court. According to the rules of the Idaho Supreme Court, that is sealed until Mr. Kohberger is physically back in Latah County and has been served with the Idaho arrest warrant. At that time, we expect that that affidavit will be available to you so you can share the true facts with all of your readers and your watchers and your listeners and all the people who are interested and really need to know what's going on. So please have patience with us on that. We hope to get that to you as soon as we can. As far as Mr. Kohberger, I can share with you that he is a graduate student at Washington State University and has an apartment residence over in Pullman. He has had an initial appearance in front of a judge in Pennsylvania. He is being held without bond, and the warrant from our magistrate judge here also provides for no bond. We understand that he's scheduled to be back in court in Pennsylvania next Tuesday afternoon, and that a public defender has been appointed for him there. The process at this point is, since he was arrested in another state, he has the opportunity to either waive extradition and return voluntarily to the state of Idaho, or if he prefers not to waive extradition, then we will initiate extradition proceedings through our governor's office. If we do that, it can take a while for him to get here. So again, I'm asking for your patience and understand that's just the way the system works. Once he gets here, he'll have an initial appearance with our magistrate. They'll deal with issues such as making sure competent counsel is representing him, and the case will be scheduled for further hearings. Your primary source of factual information is going to be the court record, because that's what the Supreme Court says we need to refer you to. So please pay attention to what's going on in court and have people there to watch and hear what's being said. As an attorney, myself and my office, we are limited on what we are allowed by the courts to say outside of the courtroom. So please just work with us. Finally, as the chief indicated, this is not the end of this investigation. In fact, this is a new beginning. Y'all now know the name of the person who has been charged with these offenses. Please get that information out there. Please ask the public, anyone who knows about this individual, to come forward, call the tip line, report anything you know about him to help the investigators and eventually our office and the court system understand fully everything there is to know about not only the individual, but what happened and why. Next, I'll introduce Colonel Ked Wells from the Idaho State Police. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Kedrick Wills. I serve as the director of the Idaho State Police and certainly want to express our appreciation for your attendance here today. These tragic murders took 4 young, vibrant lives from our community. Nothing we do can bring them back. The only thing that we can do in law enforcement to honor their memories that we know of is to bring this to a successful conclusion. This has been a very difficult time for the families, the university, the community, and the state of Idaho. However, it is also proven that communities come together in tough times. Certainly appreciate the support of the local community and our national audience that has been following us as our investigators have worked through this case. I'm thankful also to you, the media partners, who have helped keep this case in the forefront that generates the tips and we hope will continue to generate information that will help us to a conclusion of this proceeding. I'd like to express our appreciation on behalf of the Idaho State Police to Chief Fry, his leadership, and the entire Moscow Police Department for the way that they handled this from the very beginning. He directed the right people to the right positions that led us to this conclusion today. I've had the utmost confidence in this investigation and in Chief Fry, as well as in Mr. Bill Thompson and the Latah County Prosecutor's Office, who've been a great partner throughout this. Nothing has deterred the commitment of the investigators who've worked on this case, regardless of the organization they represent. It's been very trying and very difficult, as you know, that it has been on those investigators as they do the tedious work that they're so good at doing. The partnerships is what's led here as well. The partnerships between Moscow Police Department, I'd like to express our appreciation with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, specifically the special agent in charge out of the Salt Lake City Division, Dennis Rice, and also the work that happened in the last 24 hours in Pennsylvania with the arrest with the Pennsylvania State Police and Colonel Evanchik with the Pennsylvania State Police. We appreciate what they've done across the nation to help us as well. As Bill shared, this investigation is far from over. In fact, I appreciate what he shared, that this is not an ending, but rather a new beginning. The difference now is, as he shared, that we are dictated what information we can share by the court process and by laws in our state of Idaho. And so we will share, as he shared, Mr. Thompson is absolutely committed to share everything he can share through the court process. We've got to make sure that we don't get in front of that process. And we really deeply appreciate everybody's support here. The relationships that were forged here and the partnerships that were forged have led to this. And based on that is why we're here today. And we continue to believe that the best way we can honor these 4 lives that have been taken is to make sure that we have a successful outcome here. One of the partnerships that's been forged throughout this is a partnership with the University of Idaho. And on that, I'd like to introduce the president of the University of Idaho, Mr. Scott Green.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Scott Green, President, University of Idaho. Today's news of arrest is a welcome one. It's relief to our university, our community, and our extended Vandal family. The outpouring of support over the past 6 weeks helped sustain us during the most trying time. It provided the strength that helped us navigate the international scrutiny visited on our students and employees. We are truly thankful for the compassion and acts of kindness shown to our community. Kindness is contagious, and it provided the light that reclaimed ground lost to evil and darkness. We first want to acknowledge and thank Governor Little for the early promise of financial support that enabled the university to secure our campus and focus on helping our students and our employees in the wake of the crimes. We also appreciate the Idaho State Police and the highly visible security presence that brought comfort and calm to a community shocked and confused by the senseless crimes. We never lost faith that this case would be solved and are grateful for the hard work of the Moscow Police Department and their law enforcement partners. Vast and committed FBI resources brought important expertise to this complex case. Across the board, dedicated, highly competent personnel worked this case to arrest. This crime has nevertheless left a mark on our university, our community, and our state. While we cannot bring back Maddie, Kaylee, Zaina, and Ethan, we can thoughtfully and purposefully carry their legacy forward in the work that we do. Our students come first, and that was proven each and every day of this investigation. We are committed to safely delivering the college town atmosphere, campus experience, and high-touch quality education for which the University of Idaho is known. With time, we will heal. We will move forward together, and we will remain Vandal strong. With that, I'd like to turn it back over to Chief Fry.
So now we will open the floor to questions. However, I want to remind everyone, as Prosecutor Bill Thompson explained, any factual information regarding the arrest of Kohberger is currently sealed per Idaho law and will not be released until he has appeared in an Idaho court. Please formulate your questions accordingly. I recognize there are a lot of questions, and I will try to answer as many of them as I can.
Lauren Patterson, Northwest Public Broadcasting, Spokane Public Radio. I realize the records are sealed. I guess I'm not too familiar with how it works, but can you tell us what tip, what lead, what piece of evidence really led you all the way from Idaho to the suspect in Pennsylvania?
As I've said in the past, that's part of our investigation, and we won't be releasing that at this time. We will have those answers. We'll have them as soon as we can make those available to you.
Then a quick follow-up and a two-parter. Is our community safe, or is law enforcement still on the search for other suspects who might be involved in this attack?
What I can tell you is we have an individual in custody who committed these horrible crimes, and I do believe our community is safe, but we still need to be vigilant, right? We still have talked about this in the past. We always need to be aware of our surroundings and make sure that we're aware of what's going on.
Hi, Chief.
Fucking
How soon into the investigation did police and law enforcement begin to spot Mr. Kohberger as a potential suspect? And a follow-up, how many tips, if you can say, were specifically related to Mr. Kohberger?
To the tip part, honestly, I can't answer that question, so I'm not even going to speculate on that. On the other part, that's part of our investigation, and it will come out. I'd like the mic to please come right over here.
Thank you. Dana Griffin with NBC News. Can you confirm that Kohberger asked whether or not anyone else had been arrested when he was in custody?
I cannot confirm that, or I'm not sure of that information, but that would still be a part of our investigation.
Did CODIS initially return any hits on this guy?
That's still part of our investigation. That will come out. If we could get somebody over here, please.
And then one final question. Is there any message to the online sleuths who slandered and harassed people who they believed were responsible?
There was a lot of speculation going on, and we've always said from the very beginning that we're the official message that comes out, and to pay attention to what we're putting out there to the press.
I'm Nancy Liu with NewsNation, and we were over at the house this morning, and you told us that the remediation would begin today. It was suddenly stopped. Can you tell us why?
Yes. The house cleanup has been halted, and that came by a legal request from the court.
Christina Corbin, Fox News. Chief, have you identified a motive?
That is part of the investigation, and that will come out as we continue the investigation. But what we still ask is for people to continually send us things in the tip line. We are still looking for more information. We're still trying to build that picture, just like we have stated all along. We're putting all the pieces together, and that will help.
Chief Veronica Miracle with CNN. Any indication that the suspect knew the victims?
That's part of the investigation as well. It won't be something that will come out at this point in time, but as we continue the investigation and as this case goes to trial, that will be brought forth.
Have you spoken to the families? Can you tell us what they've told you today?
Are you talking the victims' families? Yeah, we have reached out to the victims' family as we always do. We've done that daily, and we've continued to have contact with them.
Hey, Nate Sanford, you mentioned earlier that you're still seeking tips about Bryan and that people should still share whatever information they have. Can you speak at all about what specifically people should be reaching out for, like if they know something?
I would say anything and everything. As we've said all along, we know what tips we're looking for. We will take those tips and we will have professionals look at those and decide which pieces of those we need to use for our case. So we ask that everybody would do that.
Angela Palermo, Idaho Statesman. Your department and other investigators on the case took a lot of flack for keeping information close to your chest. Are you glad that you did that? And were you worried about tipping the suspect off?
I will 100% stand behind the way that we handled this investigation. And this all started from day one with our patrol officers arriving on scene, locking down the scene, us calling in the Idaho State Police, us calling in the FBI, and keeping information that was pertinent to this case very, very tight. We want to have a situation where when this goes to trial, there is no doubt that we've done everything right and we've slowed down and we've continued to slow down. We'll continue to do that.
Hey, Chief. Have you guys found the murder weapon or the Hyundai Elantra?
So we are still looking for all pieces of evidence, but we are still looking for the weapon. And I will say that we have found an Elantra.
Stephanie Becker with CNN. Can you tell what it was like when you got the phone call when the police told you that they had your suspect?
I can tell you, for a lot of law enforcement, it was a fairly sleepless couple of days with as we were leading up to everything that we were doing. But what I can tell you is I have faith in those agencies across the nation. I have faith in our officers. I have faith in the FBI, and they did a great job. But sure, there was some times, even throughout the day, that we were always concerned.
Hi, Chief. Danya back at CBS News. Can you talk a little bit more about the suspect's connection to Pennsylvania?
All I know is that he lives in Pennsylvania.
Chief Guy Tannenbaum from Nonstop Local KHQ in Spokane. More about the Elantra. We saw reports that you mentioned that you recovered an Elantra, but can you specify where that was found? And we know that that was one of the biggest pieces of information you were asking from the public to tip. Were you able to provide an information on whether those tips led to this seizure of an Elantra?
That's still part of the investigation that will come out in the future.
Chief Glenn Mosley, Idaho Public Radio here in Moscow. The additional police presence in town and on campus, semester's coming. Is that going to continue?
You will continue to see state troopers in the area. We're talking to Latah County as well. You will see a presence of us that we're always have up on campus. We have assigned officers to that. So you will continue to see a law enforcement presence. I'm going to take 2 more questions.
Hi, Chief. Julie Scott, ABC News. Can you tell us if you eventually had a license plate number to the Elantra and how you tracked it to Pullman?
That's still part of the investigation that will come out.
Chief, hi, Matt Lovelace with the Monroe College of Communication. I want to ask about Mr. Kohberger as a graduate student at WSU. Are you aware of if he returned to campus after November 13th? And have you had any communication with departments on the WSU campus about his attendance?
So some of that is going to be followed up as we continue our investigation. We'll be asking some of those questions, but that'll come out in the near future. So what I do want to do is I want to thank you all. You really have been the national voice for us. You've given us the opportunity to get many, many tips. And I do appreciate everything you've done, and we'll continue to look forward to working with you in the future on this. So I'd like to thank you for that and thank you for your time.
All right, guys, I totally figured out their strategy. A lot of people were saying that the white car is a red herring. And I was like, no. I think if they're really looking for a white car, they're looking for a white car. But listening to the way he answered those questions, and I could be wrong, but this is what I think is going on. They knew very early on who they were looking for. Now, remember I said the other day that I saw a post where they said that they knew the individual, they just didn't know where he was. I think they knew very early on who they were looking for. They just didn't know where to look. How they had him, this person's name, I don't know. Nobody on Reddit mentioned his name. Nobody on Facebook ever mentioned his name. Nobody on YouTube ever mentioned his name. So nobody knew. Nobody on here can take credit. Nobody on Reddit can take credit. No one had ever mentioned this guy's name. So how they knew has nothing to do with any of the 19,000 YouTube tips. So I thank you, True Texan. So I lost my train of thought. Hold on. So somehow maybe it was from the Reddit post from the anonymous and they tracked that down and they put it all together. I don't know. But either way, they knew very early on who this person was. They allowed the whole internet, all the news stations, Banfield, Enton, all of them, to make it look like it was someone close to them. It was Jack S. It was Jack D. It was someone from the bar. And that's probably why they released these images. They were releasing images and the FOIA requests to keep, not a red herring, but to keep everybody away from what they were actually doing. And as long as all these people and all the internet and all the Reddit and everybody else was blaming everyone else, they were working on finding him. And they knew that if the whole majority of people, including the news people, were working on the left side, I'll use left and right, were working on the left side, they knew that the killer who's standing on the right side is not going to be phased and may slip a little because they think that the police and everybody else are working on the left side. Meanwhile, the cops were working on the right side. You see what I'm saying? So it was a perfect strategy. If I'm right, it was a genius strategy. And they did kind of like Art of War, exactly. And you know, a lot of people thought maybe this was a red herring, maybe that was a red herring. I know a lot of us in here felt like something isn't right. We just didn't know what it was. Well, now we know. The cops knew all along who it was. It was really unfair to the Jacks. Dennis, I agree with you, but does the end justify the means? They got the guy. If they would have entertained all the bullshit, where would they be right now? They'd still be chasing their tails. So they let all the bullshit go on. They're speaking now on DNA. Hold on. Then I gotta go soon, guys. I never expect to be on this long. I gotta get back to painting. But that's what I think it is. I don't see anything on Fox. Why is JB gotta have her on? Why? Just tell me why. No, I think it was a great strategy. The Jack's lawyer up now, they could really teach people about running their mouths. I agree. Want more tips? Yeah, but Taxi Slut, I think that is a red herring. I think they're doing that either A, because there's somebody else involved, or B, I don't know. I just think there's something to that. I think they just want people out of their face while they actually do real investigation. That's what I think. Other two names were for theft, apparently. Theft of a car? So the real mofo, exactly. The real mofo felt safe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I really think it's just to keep people interested. I mean, keep away from them. Have all the web sleuths, everyone on YouTube, the psychics, everybody keep fucking running their mouth about Jack D. And, oh, one more thing. Let's not forget. All the spirit boxes that said it was Jack. All of the spirit boxes that everyone said are real. Nobody mentioned this person, nor did any of these spirit boxes ever say stranger, criminology, anything that a spirit would have said if the spirit box was real. So you can all say, you know what, Laura, I think you're kind of right. I think you might be right. Because all these alleged spirit boxes couldn't get one fucking thing right. Why do a Q&A? John, because they kind of have to, though. And I really, like I said, I think it's to keep people away from what they're actually doing. So I'll just say, ding, 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 ding. The spirits must have lied. The spirits had no idea what they were talking about. So when y'all, next time y'all yell at me that spirit boxes are fake and these online psychics are fake, we can pertain to this case. Oh, yes, they do, Glory. Yes, they do. Actually, I have to go back to my earlier lives about when I profiled. I don't remember if I profiled 22 to 30, 22 to 28, or if I said 22, 20, 25. I don't remember which one. I have to go back and look. Does anyone remember how I profiled? I think I did 22 to 28. But I'm not 100% positive. I think I was pretty on point with this one, although I said I don't think he acted alone. It's not the spirit's fault. These people don't understand. I did say 22 to 25. All right. I wasn't sure. Blue Tinker, but they weren't even close. They all said, the spirit said it was Jack D. Yeah, the one I didn't think incel, though. I really didn't. I don't think I ever thought it was an incel. Maybe I just think incels are kind of like a YouTube thing and not like a real thing. Why does everyone think his ears are low? Maybe it's just his hair. But he looks like what I kind of pictured. White, young. I know, right, Squirrel? Oh, my bathroom. The two people also is more. Yeah, I can't see this being one person. I don't know. I just can't. One person, one car, drove away. I don't know. It just don't seem right. Ted Bundy was better looking. So he has the extradition hearing on January 3rd, day before my birthday. Can always count on Santa. Shame he forgot my present. I can't believe how much he looked like Santa. No joke. Trust incredibly grateful to true Texan. Keep in mind, this guy is innocent until proven guilty, and the police do make mistake. To keep that in the back of your mind. True. I don't think they're wrong about this one, though, Bad Wolf. If you want to, all right. So I'm pretty sure from this point on, it's just going to be a repeat of everything. I am going to get back to painting. It is messy shit. But his research, that's the answer I want to know. I want to know, was he trying to live vicariously through them? Was he truly evil? That he believed that finding out these answers would satisfy whatever sickness was going on in his head or in his thoughts or in his body or something? You know, or was he really trying to commit the perfect murder? I am curious. And I don't know if that's ever going to come out. I'm going to write the guy. I'm going to try to find out. I am truly curious. I don't know if he'll tell me, but it can't hurt to try. Do I know anyone? Ooh, as a matter of fact, I know someone in Pennsylvania. You should go visit him in jail. No, I don't think he's done it before. This is I believe this was a one-time deal. Would he have done it again? Maybe. Very possibly. If he got away with it. But I wonder if that post that he made, if it's legit. Hey, Amanda, if it's legit, I do wonder. Hey, Zelda. I do. I want to write. I want to get inside this guy's head. I want to know. People do his research. Yeah, it was for, he had like his whole school behind him. Like it was like a research for his doctorate or something, or his master's. He was probably doing a thesis or something. but he really wanted to get inside of their heads. He might do a better job than Darrell Brooks. Yeah, I don't think he'll defend himself. Shit, if I saw that prosecutor, I'd laugh my ass off. I'd be like, look, Santa Claus is trying me. Yeah, see, that stuff he wouldn't tell me. I want to know about the research. I want to know, did he do the research for the perfect crime, or did he do the research for another reason? I really do want to know. Thank you, Jamie. I really, truly want to know. Exactly, Bad Wolf. I have tons of questions. Santa's my prosecutor. I admit to everything. I'm telling you. He's a problem. Look how he holds himself. Yeah, I see that too. But I want to know how they know he's an incel. How did they know he's an incel? And the fact that the profiler or whoever said that, he does have a smirk, Mother Bear. I noticed that too. The profiler or whatever who said that, thank you, Monica. Who that profile said he was an incel makes me think, did she possibly know prior? And that's why I say maybe they knew for a long time. Maybe they knew exactly who this guy was from the jump. I don't know. It's very interesting though. Like I knew that, I'll be honest, I knew that I was attached to this case for a reason. And that's it. I love getting inside the minds of people like this. I want to know more. I don't care if the cops release anything. I want to know more. I want to know what the hell makes this guy tick. Why would you piss away your whole fucking life? There were better ways to do it. Me too, Earth Angel. Like, was there a letter written? What? Because every other incel that did murders, definitely left letters or manifestos. Most of them left manifestos of why they hate women and why they do what they did. Bonnie, I don't think I said hi to you. What's up, Bonnie? And why they did what they did. It makes you wonder. Did he have a manifesto somewhere? Was there somewhere written? Did he leave a manifesto on YouTube? How did he know the girls? Why did he know the girls? Who was the target? Were they all targets? I think cops had all of these answers a long time ago, but they couldn't find them. And that's what they meant when they said, we know the individual, we don't know where he is. They knew. And like I said, nowhere on Facebook, YouTube, Reddit, or anywhere ever mention his name. Mentally, he's just not there. I have so many questions. If he wasn't found, I feel like he would have got, I don't know. Maybe he didn't like it. Maybe he did it and didn't like it. Maybe it wasn't what he thought it was going to be. I don't know. I just don't get it. What was he like growing up? Related to the Emily girl across the street, Hunter's girlfriend. I've never heard that, Jen. He may have had a manifesto, but why? Oh, you know what, though? I bet the cops have to keep it quiet until he's extradited. Because remember, he's not even in Idaho yet. He's still in Pennsylvania. So it may be due to the extradition. They may have to keep things quiet because of the extradition. Just like they don't want to clean anything out of the house yet because of the extradition. Blue Tinkerbella, are you who I think you are? Oh yeah, you are. I couldn't see if you were a mod or not. All right, guys, I'm getting off though. I have to get the painting done. And I gotta go to the vape store. I'm out of juice. So I will see you all. If anything shocking happens later, I will see you guys later. I agree, Glory. Well, if you look at the research, if you look at his research project, one of two things. Either A, and this is what I said in the beginning, either A, oh, speaking of, I have to get I have candle orders I got to get out. Monica, yours one of them. Either A, he did it for his, he wanted to know what it was like, or B, he was trying to commit the perfect crime. I'm 50-50 on those. I can't think of, I'm not leaning more or one way or another. Just simple 50-50 on that. I'm painting my bathroom. I had this brilliant idea to paint the bathroom to cheer me up. Oh my God. One thing led to another. I don't know why I even bother. I should not paint. I should just stop. Deal with ugly color that was on the wall. So, all right, hit that thumbs up on the way out. I'll see you guys either tonight or tomorrow, but probably not tonight. I really need to finish this because this was not supposed to be like a 3-day project. This is supposed to be a 1-day project, but I bought shitty paint yesterday. So, yeah, not good. So, all right, I'll see you all later. Love you guys. Peace out. And thank you guys for super chats, PayPals. Don't forget, tomorrow night, New Year's Eve, going to celebrate. Members, tomorrow night I'm going to do the giveaway. You don't have to be here to win it as long as you're a mod. Because I know I slacked all week. I apologize for that. But we'll figure something out. But I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do a couple of giveaways tomorrow night. So a couple of candle giveaways. So make sure you're here. Starting January 1st. January is my birthday month. January 1st, I'm going to go back to the 100 members, do the $100 giveaway box. I'm going to do that as well. Oh, and I also realized one of the other reasons that I was kind of depressed, because I spent like the last year and a half working certain wicks with mica. Well, once I stopped using mica, now all my wicks are fucked and I have to restart like testing every single fucking wick in every different candle, and it's annoying as hell. So that's the other thing that's pissing me off. So that's why I figured I'd paint my bathroom and take my mind off candles. But yeah, it's been a lot of testing. So yeah. All right. I'll see you guys later. Love you guys. Peace out. Be good to each other. Be nice to each other. And kiss your kids and love them. Peace. Okay, Monica.